I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Alert. 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 Another bad opinion.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm the listener's mom, and I just wanted to say that Another Bad Opinion is my favorite podcast.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Another Bad Opinion, your mother's favorite podcast. My name's Prentiss, and thank you guys for joining us for episode 14. What a fun one. I'm going to be honest, today's going to be slightly different because I didn't read any news this week. Why didn't I read news? A couple of things. Because I'm a Chiefs fan. The Chiefs lost. That was sad. The Chiefs lost in the AFC Championship. So that just made me sad. And I usually don't read news on the weekends because I had just recorded the podcast. And, you need a little break from it. Otherwise, I'm going to get burnt out. So then I was sad on Monday. And my birthday was Tuesday. So I didn't want to read news on my birthday. That would be sad. And then we had a big snowstorm where I'm from. So we've been just kind of stuck inside. And I know that's not an excuse to not read news, but I was just sad already because of the weather, and I didn't want to be more sad because of the news. So instead, because I turned 22 years old, I know that's surprising. I know I look so much younger. I know you guys probably think I'm like 12. But But because I turned 22 years old, Cody Co does this thing where he's like, "Oh, let's read a BuzzFeed article, 22 things I read about being 22." So I was going to kind of steal from that concept and find another article that was 22 things about something else. Except when I Googled 22 things about something else, it was the two BuzzFeed articles. It was 22 facts about the number 22, which all sucked. None of them were fun at all. And then it was this Vox article, I don't know how you pronounce it, that was like 22 predictions for the year 2022. And I was like, this is good. This is what I'm going to do on the podcast. But every one of the predictions were so grim. They were so sad. It was like Democrats lose the House. Roe v. Wade's going to be overturned. It was just like, I'm not going to read this on the podcast. I hope none of this happens. Ugh, God, it was not an article that I would want to read on the podcast. So instead, we are just going to steal right off Cody Co. and do 22 things about being 22, or 22 things that start to happen when you're 22. And then I have two advice segments. One of them is from the email. Somebody emailed, and it's not somebody I know. It could be they just made a new Gmail, but it kind of seems like maybe it's a joke, but I'm going to handle it as if it's a joke and also probably give them some real advice, because I feel bad being mean to people if they're genuinely seeking advice. But it's also a comedy podcast. Should I be mean to people? Let me know in the comments. Here's another thing. Answer two questions in the comments. Should I be mean to people if they email? Should I be mean, even if it seems like they might actually be asking for advice? That's the first one. Say yes or no. That's how you would answer that question. Yes, be mean. No, be mean. No, don't be mean. So I know exactly what you're referencing. And two, should I start releasing the podcast on Fridays? Let me know, because I'm going to... And what time? Do you like the 6 a.m. release? Do you like that it's just there, or should I wait? Let me know. If you have suggestions on when the podcast should be released, let me know. So those are my two things. What do you say we get into it? What do you say we have some fun? 22 things that happen when you turn 22. For starters, everyone quotes that goddamn Taylor Swift song to you. I didn't even know that line was in there, and I did it at the start of the episode. You heard. You heard. Unless you started this episode in the middle, which would be weird. Well, I guess you probably don't want to hear my disgustingly long intro. Number 1, you are literally 22. Come on, BuzzFeed. You can't come up with something more creative? You're 22. 22 things that happen when you're 20. You're now 22. Yeah, no shit. But it gets worse. Because number 2 is, which means you are no longer 21. Come on, man. I love your quizzes, but goddamn. Have a little creativity. 1 and 2. You couldn't have saved that for like number 22. I would at least understand if you ran out of ideas. So you were like, which means you're no longer 21. You're not 21 anymore because you're 22, which is crazy. But no. You're still one of, if not the youngest person in the office. I don't work at an office. Why are you working at an office at 22? Go to Spain. Go to Spain if you're 22. Don't go to an office. If you're 22, go work for a national park. Do something other than going straight into an office. Go do a community college or a community theater play. Do something. Number 4, people will be shocked when you tell them that you're 22. Something that never happened when you were a young, silly 21-year-old. As in, like, people think you're old, because I've kind of felt that already. My coworkers are like, how old are you turning? And I'm like, 22. And they're like, whoa, you're old. And I'm like, you're 19, bro. I'm not that much older than you. I'm not that much older. But you're still close to the youths. I am still close to the youths. As everyone in this podcast is a youth, I would imagine. Number 6, you can binge drink without adult responsibilities, even though you are now a seriously out and out adult. Yeah, I can do that, right? Now I just binge drink and then have to record a podcast in the morning. Now I just binge drink and then skip classes. I don't do that, parents. I do not ever do that. I never drink on my birthday and then skip my class the next day, even though it's on Zoom because we have a winter storm. I never drink on my birthday and then get mad because I can't sleep in. Sidetrack. We're going to sidetrack for a moment. I can't sleep in at all anymore. I've been so tired. I've been so tired for so long. And I can't sleep in. Even on these snow days where I don't have anything to do until like noon. I can't bring myself. I think it's because the only way I know what time it is if I look at my phone. And then the second I look at my phone, I see like an email where I'm like, ooh, let me see what this email says. And then all of a sudden, I'm up. It's sad, man. These little phones, man, they ruined us. They ruined us as people. Where the future is bleak. There's no hope. Oh my gosh, what's happening? Number 7, your parents will call you and tell you they're proud. That'd be a little weird. My parents tell me they're proud of me, but it'd be weird if they called me specifically to say they're proud that I'm 22. Number 8, and people you forgot about will wish you happy birthday on Facebook. That did happen. A couple people did. This was the first birthday where I responded to people on Facebook because I'm getting older and realizing that maybe I should respond to people on Facebook. Who uses Facebook, man? Get something. Text me. Number 9, 21 is a year of fake adulthood. Technically, you're all grown up now, but everyone knows that 22 that knows that it's 22 that things get real. Yeah, I guess. I still just feel like a shitty college student about to be poor. You can complain about adult issues like what? Like I don't know what day to put my podcast out. And you can complain about youth issues. Like what? That I need to figure out what day to put my podcast out? Because you're basically in age limbo. No, I'm not. I'm just 22. It doesn't matter. This whole article is just like, you're 22. Crazy. What a weird age, right? What? Are you an adult? Are you a kid? No, I'm just a 22-year-old, man. I'm both. I'm 22. I'm an adult. I'm a grown adult who has no experience in life and is doomed to fail. That's what being 22 is. You're 1 year closer to becoming wise. Yeah, but that's still going to take another 50 years. You will eventually panic because you turn 23 next year and nobody likes you when you're 23. Yeah, fuck. You also realize that your next big party should come when you turn 30. No. Oh my gosh. This article sucks ass. You realize quickly that your body will take a bit longer to recover, though. Yeah, I've already felt that, man. I started feeling that like 2 years ago. You're just not as limber. You got to stretch way more. You got to, prepare yourself for life. I can't just shove food down my throat without feeling bad. I used to be able to shove through food down my throat and, be okay. I used to just be able to eat like 4 Chipotle burritos and then be like playing soccer. And now I just feel like shit about myself. You can sing about feeling 22 just like T Swift, and it's literally true. That's the second time you've done that. These suck. Has there been a single good one? The numbers in your age become perfectly symmetrical. That doesn't happen that often. Yeah, I guess that's kind of cool if you care about stupid shit like that. It'd be sad if you did. Could you imagine somebody coming up to you and being like, 22? Your numbers are symmetrical. That's so fun. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Grow up. Go get a job. Don't get a job, actually. Fuck working. Make the government pay for your life. Number 19. You start thinking about doing adult things, like getting a dog and paying your taxes. I haven't thought about getting a dog, but I'm like building my credit. And I hope I don't have to pay my taxes anytime soon. I'm just not going to pay taxes until if Roe v. Wade gets overturned, then fuck that. I'm not paying any taxes. This country doesn't deserve my money. Number 20, you start liking sleep a hell of a lot more. Yeah, I wish I could fucking sleep. And your metabolism starts to change. Are you calling me fat? God damn, this article sucks, man. Why are you being so mean? But mostly, it's just another year to have fun and be silly and make a stupid podcast. It says, and make a stupid podcast. That's crazy. So I should make a podcast this year. Wow. Crazy how life works. So let's get to our advice segment. And today we have two things of advice. The first one coming from the email, bengivemebadadvice@gmail.com. I'm not going to say the person's name because that feels wrong. But let's get into it. The subject line is, I'm horny, with a little slanted, it's the 2 dots, a colon, is that what you call it? And then a dash, a dash, slash, to making that face. That's how I'd describe it. Hi, Ben. I have a problem. I'm very horny. This is not a problem in itself. Sorry, I had to burp. Oh, sorry. I know I'm supposed to be a podcaster, but hey, life happens. I'm 22 now. Sometimes you burp on your podcast. I have a problem. I'm very horny. This is not a problem in itself. The problem is that I seem to lack all necessary skills when it comes to meeting people. I don't frequent bars. Dating apps went disastrously wrong for me, and I have about 5 total friends, 2 of whom I live with. Yes, I'm aware of how pathetic that sounds. Let me say right now that doesn't sound that pathetic. That's not pathetic. That's you're a normal person in life. I think, as you grow older, things start to close in a little bit. You only have your little group. I don't think that's that pathetic, bud. I shouldn't call you bud. That's so demeaning. I'm sorry. I'm generally a very self-assured person, but I'm also just so horny. Also, All I want is to get railed without going through the mortifying ordeal of putting myself out there. Is this too much to ask? Sex toys are great and all, but I can't help craving the sweet touch of another person. What's wrong with me? Any advice? I don't think anything's wrong with you. I think what you're feeling is very natural. I think most people want to get railed. I think most people would absolutely love it if just a nice hunk came by and railed the shit out of them. Any advice? I don't know. Here's the thing. I can't really give advice because I'm not really good at talking to people at bars or anything. Like I don't ever approach women at bars. So I don't know how you would get railed. I also don't know if you're a man or a woman or a non-binary gender non-conforming person. But I will say if you are a woman or person who identifies as a woman, you'll probably be able to find somebody to rail you simply. If you're a man, there's no hope, buddy. You're not going to ever have sex. That's not true. You will eventually. I don't know. You just got to keep putting yourself out there, you know? You just got to keep putting yourself out there, and you got to, see what happens. Eventually something, I don't know how old you are. I guess if you're frequenting bars, you're probably, hopefully 21. Hopefully you're 21. So it'll happen. It just takes time and effort. You just got to keep putting yourself out there. Get back on those dating apps. Share this podcast with someone that you want to have sex with. There you go. That's it. Share this podcast with everybody. Share this podcast with someone you want to have sex with. And then they'll listen to this point, hopefully. And they'll be like, oh, this person wants to have sex with me. And then boom, you get railed. That's how you get railed. Share my podcast with other people, and then you'll have sex. That's how it works. That is how it works. I hope that was good advice. I hope I was torn. I'm going to figure out the advice segment when more people have to email, but cuz I don't know whether to be mean and joke a lot or be serious. I think that was a good balance. I think I got some jokes in, but then also gave serious advice. Okay, so let's move on to our r/advice, which is just one sentence. As a male, how can I make a girl feel safe when walking behind her at night? Okay, creep. The fuck are you walking behind a woman for at night? Don't walk behind her. First piece of advice. Don't walk behind a woman at night, you fucking creep. I would say if you're really trying to make sure she knows she's safe, run up to her as fast as you can, just so you can let her know that you're not a creepy guy. Run up to her and grab her and say, by the way, I'm not trying to hurt you. Or if you feel like it might spook her, if you run at her, you can just yell and be like, hey, lady, you come here. And be like, I'm not going to hurt you. Don't worry. I'm not going to hurt you. It's going to be okay. You just don't run. You better not run from me. You better not run from me because I'm not trying to hurt you. You could do that. You could whistle at her so she knows that she's attractive and you won't hurt her. You could, one of those. Ways to make her feel safe. I don't know, dude. Don't fucking rape her. That's simple. That's how you make a woman feel safe. Don't rape her. Don't talk to her. Don't leave her the fuck alone. That's how she feels safe. You don't have to do anything other than not hurt her. That's it. If you really want to make her feel more safe, stop. Go to a different route. But honestly, I would argue you're probably keeping her safe by walking behind her if you have no malintent. It's probably better for somebody to be there than leave her all alone. I don't know, man. If you're worried about it, I get it. Because I have that fear. That's one of the reasons I don't talk to women at bars, is because I think, why the fuck? Why? I don't want to go ruin their night. Have some shitty ass man go talk to them. They're not trying to be talked to. I get it, but just don't do anything. That's it. That's how you can make a woman feel safe. Don't assault her. Pretty simple, I think. But somehow it doesn't work out in this world. So that's a cool note to end it on. Thank you guys for watching. Listening, I guess. This is a podcast. I do record it. If you're for some reason only a listener and you don't know what I look like or something, feel free to hop on over to the YouTube and leave a like. I didn't expect this episode to be that long. I thought this was going to be a dumb, shitty little episode. Also, if you're still watching, thank you. Still listening, thank you. Last episode we did pretty good. We had like 8 people, which is the most we've had in a while. So hopefully we're on the come up. Share it with your friends. Share it with your dog. Just put it on your story. Repost my little posts. Let's build an army together. I'll see you guys next week. Stay hydrated.
Let's go.